This short clip has the worst, most destructive advice you could possibly give to a young woman. The woman dishing it out is Christina Pazitsky, a stand-up comedian and podcaster. She's asked what dating advice she'd give to a 21-year-old single girl, and then proceeds to give the kind of advice that even Satan would be like, whoa, tone it down.
You might need to tone it down.
I'll play the entire 1-minute clip so you can hear her advice for yourself. Then I'll offer my critiques, and then at the end, I'll give my own advice to the single girl that's grounded in the Christian worldview. Advice that doesn't ruin your life.
If you could give a single girl some dating advice, what would you say to her?
How old?
Let's say she's like 21.
Oh, 21. Just bang them all. Bang them all, because men are so immature that you're not gonna lock anyone down. Don't even start thinking yet about the husband stuff. But I will say, bang dudes quietly. Don't tell everybody. Shut the about it. Just go do your business. Bang girls, bang guys, bang dogs, trans, whatever you want. But keep an eye out for the good ones in your college.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, keep the solid dudes in your back pocket. Like, befriend them, but don't them or date them or nothing until you're kind of like older and you're ready to like settle down with a boy.
Yeah.
And then call that guy up, like that one you had your eyes on, and then be like, what's up, dude?
So what did other people think of this advice? Thankfully, people in the YouTube comments aren't buying it.
What kind of garbage advice is that?
Christians and non-Christians alike can see how terrible this advice is. Here are some of the top responses. Worst advice I've ever heard. If you want a respectful husband, don't listen to her. Her and every woman she ever talks to is gonna be forever alone. Nobody wants the girl that's been with everybody. Take this advice if you never want to be married. All right, let's go back over her video and break down the problems with it.
Just bang them all. Bang them all, because men are so immature that you're not gonna lock anyone down. Don't even start thinking yet about the husband stuff.
She starts off by saying, bang everyone and forget about marriage for now, because the men your age are too immature. So first, her whole premise is built on blame. Men are the problem. Men are too immature, and that's why you can't think of marriage right now.
So it's the man's fault?
That kind of sweeping generalization is worthless. You don't lump all men together. Imagine me telling men not to think of marriage because women are unfaithful.
You just can't trust women.
Sure, some are, like the kind of women that take her advice. And yes, some men are immature too. But there are faithful men and women out there. The problem might be you're looking in all the wrong places.
There are no dateable men here.
If your search for a husband is just on a secular college campus, especially inside sororities and at parties on the weekend, of course you're gonna see a lot of immature men. But try looking at a solid local church, one that takes its faith seriously and hasn't caved to the culture. Or try communities built around mature pursuits, men doing masculine things, women doing feminine things. But if all you ever see are fools, maybe the issue is your social circle and the types of places that you frequent. Now, her advice to bang everyone is essentially telling a 21-year-old to live like a whore, to make themselves well used. And in almost every case, something that's well used loses value. The same is here. That path makes her undesirable to the very kind of good man she claims she'll want later in life.
Which is not the kind of girl I want to be dating.
Now, here's the heart of it. She's encouraging women to divorce sex from the covenant of marriage, to fornicate repeatedly, and to sear their own conscience in the process. It's an open call to live a life of rebellion against God.
I do what I want with who I want.
A life with no intention of walking in his ways, which alone lead to true fulfillment and joy. The Bible says, let marriage be held in honor among all, and let the marriage bed be undefiled, for God will judge the sexually immoral and adulterous. Sex is good, but only if it's in its right place. A man and woman bound together in a lifelong covenant. Outside of that, God calls it sin, and God will judge. So Christina's advice doesn't just damage a woman's future marriage prospects by making her undesirable to a good man.
No, I'm gonna pass.
It sets her up for God's judgment. She's leading young women into a life that scoffs at God's law and rejects his design and purpose for their lives. The end game is loneliness, bitterness, and regret, followed by eternal judgment.
Bang dudes quietly. Don't tell everybody. Shut the f- about it. Just go do your business. Bang girls, bang guys, bang dogs, trans, whatever you want.
Now she doubles down on the depravity, shifting from at least natural desires to encouraging unnatural and twisted ones. From men, she moves on to sex with anyone. Women, trans, and yes, even bestiality. I'll assume the dog part was just shock comedy since she's a comedian, but here's the point. In her worldview, there's no boundary. It's pure do whatever you want.
Whatever your heart most desires.
And she's right in her worldview. If you're an atheist or secular humanist, there really isn't an objective reason to call anything wrong. Without God, right and wrong are just preferences. Everything is permissible, including the harmful.
We're all just stardust.
The very first of the 9 satanic statements by Anton LaVey, found in the Satanic Bible, says, Satan represents indulgence instead of abstinence. That's exactly what she's preaching. It's indulgence without restraint. So when I call her message satanic, it's not really exaggeration. It represents the very essence of Satanism.
But keep an eye out for the good ones in your college. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep the solid dudes in your back pocket. Like, befriend them, but don't f them or date them or nothing until you're kind of like older and you're ready to like settle down with a boy.
Yeah.
And then call that guy up, like that one you had your eyes on. And I'll be like, what's up, dude?
Now, the end of her message is where you're supposed to transition out of your stage of whoredom and suddenly decide you want to settle down. She says while you live your life in college as a free prostitute, you should also be keeping an eye out for the good guys. Then when you're done with your fun, you can call one up, try to be his girl, marry him, and live happily ever after.
You and I are gonna have a fairy tale wedding and a fairy tale life.
Now let me be blunt, that's not going to happen. The good guy she imagines isn't waiting around. He's not interested in the kind of girl that you become if you follow Christina's advice. And if good guys are as rare as she claims, that only makes it worse. Because a man with options doesn't have to settle for secondhand. When you call that good guy up, he's not going to be interested.
Bye, Felicia.
Your college track, which pushes you towards independence, along with your cynical view of men and your degraded character, is the recipe for becoming an old, bitter, miserable feminist. This path doesn't end in happily ever after. It ends with you as a single mom carrying the baggage of your choices, or as a lonely cat lady. That's the end result of following her advice. Now let me flip it around and give real dating advice to a 21-year-old girl, the same kind of advice I'll be giving to my own daughters. The first is to embrace your calling. God made men and women different. A man is called to provide, protect, and lead. A woman is called to manage the home, bear children, help fulfill her husband's vision, and submit to his leadership. And because your calling is homeward focused, prepare for it now. Learn to cook. Learn to manage a household. Spend time caring for children. Build the practical skills that make a home flourish. Don't waste your 20s chasing a career that's incompatible with managing a home and raising a family. Instead, use this season to grow in the skills you'll need most for that role. The second is to build your character. See, true femininity isn't loud and rebellious. It's gentle and quiet. So be active in your church, read your Bible, read good books on biblical womanhood. Cultivate the kind of character that will bless your husband, your children, and everyone around you. The third is to embrace feminine beauty. If you want to attract a good man, lean into your femininity. Keep your hair long, wear dresses and a head covering at church. Dress like a woman, modest but still beautiful. Modesty signals that you're not cheap or easy, unlike the lifestyle Christina is pushing. It tells a man that you're different, worth pursuing and worth cherishing. The fourth is to stay pure. Don't be intimate with any man until he's married you.
Not to put a ring on it.
You might think, if I don't sleep with him, he won't stay with me. But here's the truth. A good man, a godly man, won't be interested in a woman who's willing to give it up without a ring on her finger, because that shows she doesn't fear God. The fifth advice is to get married young. Don't unnecessarily delay marriage. Your 20s are your prime childbearing years, so get married young and build a big, vibrant family. And don't drag out a long engagement that only makes waiting for sex harder than it needs to be. Date with wisdom. Never continue dating a man that you wouldn't be proud to see your own future daughters with. That alone will clear out a lot of bad options. If you want to go deeper on this topic, I recommend My Dear Hemlock by Tilly Dillehay. Written in the style of C.S. Lewis's Screwtape Letters, it imagines devils scheming to ruin a young woman's life, from sex to motherhood. It's a sharp, witty look at the lies that women are fed every day. I've got a link to the book in the video description. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click like as a way to say thanks. If you want more content like this in your feed, click subscribe directly below me. See you in the next video.